sponsored by VOA Southeast.
Thank you, Colleen. It's Faith Time, our weekly conversation on matters of faith. And joining us this morning is Father Frank Busbey with Holy Spirit Anglican Church. The pandemic has changed the way many of the faithful worship, perhaps permanently. First, I wanted to ask him, how has your church learned to adapt to the changes that the pandemic brings?
Learn to be flexible, keep our ears open, both what's happening in the wider community as far as the spread of the virus, and also what's happening within our immediate community, and just being flexible and making changes on the fly very prayerfully as we go week by week.
So let's talk about when a church has had to close, then reopen after COVID exposures. How do you strike a balance between bringing people back in safely versus not having too many people indoors?
Yeah. That's a hard one, because as a pastor, your instinct is wanting to get as many people to come as possible, but you know things are different right now. So what we did initially was we required reservations. So we had a maximum number, and we take that many reservations and then stop at that. Then when the pandemic cooled down a little bit, early fall, we lifted that, and we saw that the numbers stayed about the same as when we were taking reservations. So even now that it's heated back up, we have not gone back to taking reservations because people seem to be self-policing.
How do you assess the right path forward when someone in the congregation or staff has a positive test? What do you do?
Somebody who is present in a service later tested positive, we would notify the congregation of this, not name the person who had tested positive, protect their privacy, but let people know that they may have been exposed, and take proper precautions. That has happened twice, and what we did in both situations is we did not have a public service the following Sunday. We did virtual only, just to prevent the possibility of cross-contamination. People who may have been exposed coming and then exposing more people. So we just went that route, and we've only had to do that twice, and it seems to be pretty successful and effective.
What do you think the long-term impact is to congregations when you have people that may have become just accustomed to staying at home and getting out of the worship habit?
Mm-hmm. Every pastor I've talked with shares my concern that there is going to be long-term consequences. There is going to be a likely decrease in attendance. There just are people who had different levels of connection, and those who weren't as tightly connected are likely to fall by the wayside. Hopefully stay watching at home at least, but realistically some are just going to completely fall by the wayside. We have to do all we can to reach out to those people, try to help them stay connected with Christ, but deal with them where they are. And it just increases our realization that our mission is to be missionary, to be reaching out and sharing and reaching more people, and this hopefully will get us focused in that direction in a positive and a constructive way.
Father Frank Busbey with Holy Spirit Anglican Church in Mobile. We thank him for joining us for this edition of Faith Time. And News 5 this morning will continue after the break.